kind of just started.
And you did it out of woodwork?
No, that's clay.
That's clay.
Ceramic, yeah, ceramic. Yeah, it kind of like.
I did clay and everything, but that one's like wood.
Yeah, it's the stain that I used on it. It's like a well, it's a glaze, but it's like I painted it on there real thick, and then you kind of wipe it off with a wet rag. It had a tree right there too.
I like the tree.
Yeah, it's made out of iron. I welded it. Huh? Yeah, it. Yeah. Did it a while ago. I went to school for like a semester. I was outside for many years. Like, I'd given it to my mom, and she recently, she was like, she sold her place out in California and was like traveling around, so I went and picked it up.
It's good. I like that it gets lighter at the bottom. It is actually light, so I don't have to like it. Just like the stencil maker thing I use, it didn't get rid of all of that, so it wasn't dark enough. Gets rid of the real heavy, because it messes up the pattern when you have like the real heavy pigment stuff in there, like from the stencils. So it stays pretty good on your your hands are complicated because they can, like, your skin exfoliates a lot there. So it's like one of those places that getting it like super solid the first time doesn't always happen, because there's also less swelling that happens with hands.
Everything about tattooing, it's not really like work, I guess. I would be doing it anyway. It's kind of like my hobby in a way. Since I've been doing it for so long, it doesn't really, I don't look at it as my hobby anymore, but when you boil it down, it's like I get to draw on people. It's pretty cool. I would say my favorite thing about it, I get to meet people. You do get an opportunity to like touch people's lives and, do something good for somebody. I have a lot of things I love about tattooing. But I'd say mostly just I get to generate art, and make a living doing so. Flaws about tattooing, there's a lot of those too. That it takes two people to do it. So, you have to be able to see eye to eye with somebody and work together and make it happen. Without the client, I wouldn't have been able to tattoo for much longer than maybe a year by the time I finished all my own tattoos, so it's, flaws of tattoo. The permanence of it, you can't make a mistake. I have tattoos out there I did when I first started, the year I started, that don't look good, so there is that. It would be nice if we had like an erase button or erase thing to start over, but why did I start? I started tattooing because, it's kind of, I didn't go to college. School wasn't really for me. It wasn't, I never really took to it very much. I could do well in school, I just didn't apply myself usually, and it was just one of those jobs that you don't have to have a college education to do, or you could have a record, it doesn't really matter. And so I had started getting tattooed when I was quite young, at 18, and it was like, just kind of made sense. So that's kind of what I started to pursue. Motivates me to tattoo. I don't always feel inspired, fortunately. Like, I'm at a point in my career where I can just kind of turn it on and off. I don't have to feel that, wait for the inspiration to hit me and then I can draw and do a tattoo. I can always, just, if it's work, it's work. I have to get going on it. I can't not do it. And do I ever feel overworked? Oh, yes. Very much. I have had a couple burnouts in my career where I was just working too hard. I worked 7 days a week for 2 years straight. Back in 2008 or so, 2009. So yeah, and it led to a burnout, and it just didn't. That's kind of one of the tricky things is because it's like I love doing it so much, I don't necessarily, it doesn't feel like work. So you just do it every day and every day and every day, and it's like, I guess that's fine if you don't have like any other, you know, it's not good for anybody to only have work to do. You know, we got to have like a work-life balance. So, you know, I definitely later on in life took on hobbies and other things that I like equally as much as tattooing. So it gave me a bit of a something that I would like doing as much as I like tattooing. So therefore, I don't like get burnt out on it again. But yes, you can very much feel overworked. I put in long hours when I tattoo. You know, you can, it's hard on your back. It can be hard on your back if you don't have good posture. It's hard on your eyes. It's hard on your arm, your wrist. So there's like things you have to do to make sure that you can do it for a longer period of time. I have like a chair that supports my back better. You know, I use lighter weight tattoo machines, battery power, so you don't have a cable pulling on the back of the tattoo machine. So yeah, and just kind of you stretch. Stretching's real important. Those things that you know, every once in a while, if you're wearing your like, if you have an Apple Watch on or something, it'll tell you get up after a certain amount of time and move around. Same thing applies. That's because it's good for us. So you know, I just to avoid feeling overworked, I just have to like, I don't work too many days in a row. I just work like 1-2 days in a row, take a couple days off, 2 days in a row. Like as of now, I work 3 days a week. I didn't really work on my art that much. I did it. It was just something I could always draw, and so I didn't like I could draw better than most people in my class and stuff like that in high school. So I didn't really put as much time into it as I should have. Plus, I was like, you know, young, having fun. I was partying a bunch and you know trying to go. I was very into the social aspect of being a tattoo artist, but not so much like I didn't buckle down and work on the art. So about like 5 or 6 years in, I started buckling down and really putting forth effort into like developing my art, and that's when I actually got really good at tattooing. So, you know, that if I would tell my younger self something, go back in time and tell my younger self to like, I just, you know, buckle down, work on your art, and then that will improve the tattooing. When did I start tattooing? I believe it was, yes, 2002, so like 22 years ago.